Hello, so I'm going to be using Holbein paints and Sennelier paints and explaining how you put them into pans and get the best use out of them. This is what they will look like at the end. I'm going to start with Holbein. This colour is shell pink and it's brand new, I've not used it before. Holbein is good to put into the pans and this is how I do it. Holbein is made of a high quality pigment and gum arabic, making them good to go from tubes into pans. So don't worry about how it looks at this stage. Get a toothpick and just move the paint into the corners, and you do this as well just to get some of the air bubbles out of the paint as well. Some people do like to put a second layer into the pan once it's dried, but I tend to leave one layer. Just remember to make a note of the colours as well somewhere because the pans are so small. The next one is lilac, and I'm going to show you the importance of making sure you use a toothpick to get out the air bubbles, because I didn't do this one properly, and I will show you at the end of the video exactly what happens if you don't take the air bubbles out properly. So I should have put the pick right into the paint and it's actually cracked. So I'll show you what I mean by that at the end. And I'm just going to write the name of what this is. Like I say, the pans are just so small, it's just hard to write on them. And then the final one of the Holbein is brilliant pink. I only bought 3 of these because they are really expensive. I think each one of these was around £5 and normally they are much more, and these sizes was only 5 millilitres. And again, this one turned out fine and I can't wait to try them out and review them for you. So now we wait 24 hours and see what they look like. Let's move on to Sennelier now. So Sennelier is honey based, so you might find they're going to be sticky in the pans a bit longer. This one is lemon yellow. So I'm going to open this one up as well, and first of all I'm going to write down the name. I haven't put these into pans before, so this is the first time I am doing this, and I'm just going to pour that in like so. The flow of the Sennelier ones were better than the Holbein ones, and I didn't use the toothpick or cocktail stick to take out the air bubbles as well, so we'll see how that turns out at the end as well. But the whole point of removing the air bubbles is quite important. This one is bright red. I've also got Payne's grey, Chinese orange and ultramarine blue. So I'll speed the video a little bit for you. They are quite expensive, but I actually got these as a present. Looking online, I think they're about £50 for a starter or a tester pack. So did you know you could put tubes into pans, or is this something that you didn't know that you could do? The other thing you need to be wary of is that you might not be able to do this with all the tubes. You might have to check to see if it is okay to do that, because it depends on the pigments, and each manufacturer of watercolour paints create watercolours completely differently. I'm just finishing off the blue and then I'm back in 24 hours. Hello, so let me show you what's happened. This is the lilac. So I've put blue tack just to make it stick into the tin. So it's basically cracked, as you can see. I'm going to try and get that in the light. So what I'm going to try and do is, I don't have any gum arabic or that kind of thing from what I looked in when I looked into some research. I haven't got anything like that, so I'm just going to put a little bit of water on it and add some more paint into the pan and see if that works. Here we go. So here's my lilac again, and let me try that again. So I've spread some water in to try and soften it a little bit, and I'm just going to add another layer in to see if that stops the cracking. There we go. I'm sure I'll use it. It's such a beautiful colour. I'm sure it will get used a lot. And then where is my toothpick? Because we don't want to make that same mistake again, do we? So I'm going to knock out the air bubbles as best as possible and see if we can stop that from cracking. It's not a massive disaster if the paint does dry. It just means when you come to using it, you can just spritz a bit of water on it, but it just might mean the paint isn't as vibrant as it could be. That's my take on it with allowing it to crack. The best thing to do is to try and not let it crack. So I can feel where the bottom bit is dry. So I will come back to that in another 24 hours or so, maybe 48 hours. I will come back to that and see what that is like. I'm going to put that back there and wait for that to dry. The others have turned out beautifully, so I'm very happy with those. No cracking on those. These are the Sennelier ones. These are the Holbein ones. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, Sennelier is honey based. Now what that means is they can still go into pans, but they might remain sticky for quite a bit longer than other manufacturers. It just means if you do take them for traveling, if that's what you're planning on doing, if that's what you're going to do, it just might mean they're not going to be completely 100% dry. So Sennelier ones might not actually be a good idea to put into pans. And I've only found out after I've done this little project. So I'm glad I'm able to tell you. I will come back to you in a bit to show you how this one ended up. See you in a bit. I am back. It's been 24 hours-ish. And here is the lilac. And as you can see, there is still a tiny bit of a crack there. I'm fine with it. I'm going to leave it as it is and still use it. It feels like it's completely dry, so I'm happy with it. I'm going to try it. I'll keep it as it is. So, and I added some more layers to it. I added some more layers to the other colours as well, to the shell pink and brilliant pink. So they're fine. And then we've got the Sennelier ones as well. I don't know if you can see, but in the red and the yellow, let me get the light on it. In the red and the yellow, there is some air bubbles. I did add another layer to these two as well. I'm going to leave it as it is. I've put it in the tin that came with the Sennelier. It's just going to be for using at home. I'm not going to use it to take with me when I travel. I've got another set that I take when I travel. So I just wanted to let you know this. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on putting tubes into pans. Have you done this before and have you found this to happen? Let me know in the comments what you thought to the video and whether you do put tubes into pans or whether you just leave it as they are, or do you just buy pans only. Anyway, it's been an interesting experiment, and I'm sure I will see you in the next video. I'll leave some links in the videos in case you are interested in checking out the other supplies and some demos if you would like to check those out. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.